Hey y'all, it's David Ducker coming back at you. And today I'm going to be talking about character investment, getting invested into your character. So this is a video largely for players, but I'm sure GMs can derive some benefit from it as well. So I've had some recent experiences in the Return of the Runefangs campaign, which brought me to this subject. Two of my players, their characters don't fit with the rest of the group anymore, and they're going to be leaving. Those characters, the players are just bringing new characters in. And at the same time, we had a similar situation, not identical, but similar, where James Duffy's character, Theodore Lyons, split from the party. Everybody else went south to Grenstadt, and he stayed in Averheim. And the party split because of his character. So it's a similar situation. The character doesn't fit with the party or the party's goals, so they're splitting. So that is the same. Now, how they handled it is totally different. This is how investment came to mind. Because for Mike and Josh, the players who are splitting currently, what they were, invested in their character. They made awesome characters. They would have loved to see those characters through to the end, finish out their storylines. But when they realized that wasn't possible, that it would detract from the fun of the game, they let it go. And they said, okay, I'm going to bring in a new character now. Somebody who does fit, and we can keep my old character as a non-player character, and he can turn on the party, or maybe he's still alive with the party or whatever. He's still there. His stories are still there. I can see them play out, but I can't experience them because he just doesn't fit with the party anymore. And they were able to let it go and bring in a new character and get excited and invested about a new character. And the same kind of thing, could happen if their character dies. Bringing a new character, letting go of that investment is important. So that's great, no problems. Now the problem was with James. Now this was a while ago that James's character split, and I had talked to him. I didn't really think about it at the time, but I had talked to him. I said, okay, well, you're split. Let's bring in a temporary character for you, an interim character. Or you can just bring in a totally new character, and you won't go back to Theodore as your player character. And James said, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I'm too invested in Theodore. I can only invest in one character at a time, and I don't want to switch it up. I'll go on hiatus. And when Theodore shows up again, call me, and I'll show up again. Because James is so invested in that one character that he can't let it go. He has to hold on to it and won't let it go. And this caused a lot of problems for us. And I think generally it would, where he can't move on. He can't bring in a new character. So now he's not in the party, but he wants me to reserve a spot in the party for where his character shows up. And when his character shows up again, hopefully he reintegrates, but if he doesn't, James is in the same position. He doesn't want to bring in a new character, but his old character isn't compatible with the party anymore, so James is just out of the game, and that's a very odd circumstance. I've never had a player come to this level before, so I really kind of wanted to explore it in a video and just explain that situation. How James can only have one character, per campaign, and he can't divorce the campaign from the character. Usually, I'd say that's a good thing, but he's gone too far with it. I love the character and the campaign to tie together, and with the story, and for the players to be really invested and love their characters. But at a certain point, you got to move on, and James can't do that. You know, he can reboot. Like if we got a new campaign, he could get a new character, but that would be it for him. Just one character per campaign. And you know, the same thing I think would happen if his character died. He would just not show up anymore. He wouldn't make a new character. He would be gone. It's very odd, you know. I could see that happening if he didn't like the game, if that's his excuse for leaving the game. But he really does like the game. You know, he's really he's an odd cat, and you can see when we did some tag team videos together that he did like the game. He does enjoy role playing. We have great rapport. We're really close friends. But he's just very quirky in a lot of ways. So I wanted to kind of ask if anybody's seen a similar circumstance where you're so invested you can't let that character go. And I mean, you know, I'll definitely say in general, investment is great. If someone's not invested in their character, they're going to cause problems. They're going to do suicidal actions. They're not going to think their actions through because they don't care what the consequences are. So if you're not invested, you're going to cause problems for everybody else who is invested. You know, and I've seen that with a lot of bad players, you know, problem players who just come in and they, you know, they start murdering people and torturing people, and you're like, but don't you understand that there will be revenge or there will be legal repercussions against you for this? And they're like, oh, I don't care. I don't care if my character dies, so it's fine. And then, you know, the guy who's sitting next to him, who's in the party with him, supposed to be like his tag team partner, looks over at him. He's like, what do you mean you don't care if you die? Like, we're in a team. If you die, I die. And I don't want my character to die. I worked really hard writing a backstory and doing his appearance and finding like a character portrait and a theme song, and I got all the pictures for his equipment, and you know, I've got friends and family and allies and enemies and goals that I want my character to achieve. I got a story worked out with the GM. Like, my character dies, I've wasted all this time and energy and effort, and I never get to see the fruits of my labor, the fruition. And then he looks back at the other guy and he's like, well, you shouldn't work so hard then. I just made a stat block, so I don't care if my character dies. We're on the same team, though. I attacked the guards. You know, and it's like a recipe for disaster. So usually I would definitely say, you know, don't have that guy who's not invested, because everyone who is invested will get hurt by him, and then they'll just stop investing, and then you got big problems. So usually I'd say investment is great. I've never seen it where you're over-invested, like James is, where you're so fixated on the one character that, you know, that's it for you. So that's my little ramble on investment and this odd situation. I'd love to hear your input if you've seen something similar to it. But I'm going to sign out right now, and I hope everybody has a good day in YouTube land.